for you have submitted to the EKLA Energy Contest in order to participate in the continent, as well as the challenges and the opportunities. So I decided to go ahead and do my analysis and to propose my solutions of the problem in energy, and also to show that Latin America has a lot of potential through a technique that I particularly find very interesting and useful to present a 360-degree opinion, which is called the scenarios prospection. In this way, I'm going to present you with 3 scenarios for the year 2030, because most of the economical projections go till 2050, so you have to go till 2050, go back to 2030, analyzing the structural variables, which are the foundation of what can happen with the future events, as well as the driving forces. The driving forces are those trends that somehow will have an influence on the event that you are studying. And also it's going to be a coherent future perspective and the probabilities, possibilities, and uncertainties associated with this process. So in this short video, I'm going to talk about some interesting topics, and for you to have an overview, for you to go ahead and read my work. It's in Spanish, English, and in Portuguese, as well as the slides, the presentations. So let's go ahead. Basically, there are some key concepts that you will have to study, and actually it's my recommendation for you to study them before. You will find some images, basically, for you to understand where is the primary supply and also where is going the total consumption. As well, we will talk about the consumption by sector. We will analyze industrial, transport, and transportation sectors mainly. And also talking about the electricity coverage in Latin America and the Caribbean countries, as well as the idea of the energy geopolitics. Because I will talk about Brazil mainly. It's going to be the backbone for my scenarios because I live in that country, because I know most of the energy vocabulary and the energy panorama from Brazil. Also, I know that due to its size and economy has somehow an influence in the continent. And I will present you with some trends for 2050. Why 2050? Because in order for you to have a prospection of scenario, you gotta go in the far future, then to set up a middle point to talk about what might happen or not. So the structural variables were set as a technological innovation, Pre-sal, which is a concept of energy geopolitics, environmental degradation, local urban technologies, integration versus disputes, and as well as the interrelated driving forces, which what I told you are the forces that will have an influence in my scenarios. So I play with them. For example, if in one scenario I have, for example, let's say regional geopolitics and good access to capital, that means that you will have good technology. That means that somehow you will mitigate climate change and the social expectations are going to change. So on the other hand, my other scenario will have not everything negative, but most those driving forces is going to change by whenever you're reading the scenarios. So my first scenario, you will find some true fancy and beautiful names. This means Latin America, a current vision in the Guarani language. This is basically a business analysis framework. There are no big surprises, discontinuities, or even fundamental transformations in society. And well, it's characterized by a Jevons paradox, which is the principle that states that technological processes increases as well as the efficiency of the resource utilization, making the consumption that will increase. This one also is like a projection, simple projection. Now we have the other scenario, means crisis in the Quechua language, an indigenous language of the Andean region. And here we will talk about a Malthusian catastrophe of the previous scenario, institutional disintegration and economic collapse. And finally, we will have this other beautiful name of scenario, which means change in the Ashwar language spoken in the Amazon. I will present you big interesting topics about integration, technologies, and this is a scenario of possible visionary and non-idealistic results of social and economic organizations based on eco-efficiency and also in the precautionary principle, which is in environmental terms means coordinating economic development and profit with the need to maintain resilient ecosystems. At the same time, I will provide with some recommendations based on other authors and also on my analysis that I find like fundamental for you to know, and some also concluding remarks of the concept of the energy of the climate change. But before finishing, I would like to talk why. Well, we have also as well as the in-front references. I hope you can go further and look up all of this information, and the slides and the documents are available in Spanish, English, as well as in Portuguese. So we come here to an important part, and I'm talking we as mainly about all these energy projections and analysis, because somehow we will be impacted in the future, and also empowering the 40% of young Latin Americans not in formal jobs or education or even training programs could spark new growth in giants. And this is a beautiful analysis that I can wait, because I think if we invest also in education to generate competences, as I will say in my recommendations, as well as technical, professional, and from the management area, we will see that they will somehow have an impact on the energy resources and in the energy panorama of our region. Because somehow, as the workforce, we are going to have to handle these new challenges: climate change, overpopulation, urbanization, technology, as well as geopolitical problems. So at the same time, this is a call for the policymakers. They should gather information and evaluate youth programs to design public policies that will be taken into account the technological, political, and social transformation that is changing the world of work and cities in which young people, we believe. So 9 out of 10 young people in Latin America and in the Caribbean will live in cities by 2050, which is too much also. As well as reading and having all this information in your mind might help you for you to have a scenario of your own life. Well, here's my contact. This is my blog. I basically like to talk about climate change mitigation and adaptation. My Twitter, you will find out my post, my information, and my work on the area that I had started some years ago. I started studying renewables energies engineering for 2 years. Then I changed to biotechnology because I wanted to talk and to explore further local and self-production energy as biogas, which is what I'm working now. And again, let's talk about energy. What are your comments, suggestions? What is your perspective? Please go ahead and read the complete